because he was in the industry, he had to have mad girls up in the studio and everything like that. I'm not gonna mention the other people that's in that frame that I have. I got a whole lot of stories they never even heard of. He asked me to go get something, I went and got it. He said, yo, Gene, they wanna F you, while he was laying in the bed with both of them. And I said, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm all right, and walked out. That's the only time. I think that any man that force any woman to do anything, it should be like the Arab countries. They just start cutting shit off, to be totally honest, of that man. Any man that forces any woman to do anything, they should treat them like they treat them in the Arab countries and just start cutting shit off. From their fingers, to their hands, to their feet, to their genitals, to their head. You know what I'm saying? So now, another thing of it is that how low do you have to be where you're gonna put somebody on a jet and fly them all the way to New York, to the studio? To me, bro, to be totally honest, it sounds kind of fishy to me. I can't, but, and then it came from Hard Pierre. The Hard Pierre I knew back in them days was a cornball that did everything Puff said. You know what I mean? Like he was one of Diddy's highest dick riders. So I don't know that Hard Pierre. The time they said it happened when I was reading in 2003, I was around at that time. You know what I'm saying? Me and about 8, 9 other bodyguards. See, what people don't know, that Puff had a lot of bodyguards. Everybody has certain days. You understand? I had Saturdays and Sundays. And then when Puff went away, or they were certain place and I was off work, they may call me and say, yo, Gene, Puff wants you here. Can you come, this, that, and the third? And if I could, I would. If I did, I didn't. It wasn't no big thing. So for them to do that, man, that's some real thirsty, desperate shit.
It's hard to imagine, but rumors are swirling that Beyoncé may have been involved in a controversial freak-off event with Diddy, something no one expected, especially given her reputation for grace and composure. Known for her poised public persona, Beyoncé is now making headlines for something completely out of character. Allegedly, leaked footage from a Diddy-hosted party has surfaced, showing the star in a surprising situation that even her sister Solange reportedly didn't anticipate. Could this be a shift in Beyoncé's image, or is there more to the story?
And see all the things that she done. And just picture, why would somebody lie about her? What is it about her that somebody would want to tell a lie about? I'm not gonna mention the other people that's in that frame that I have, because they are so big right now, it would mess up their career. Do you understand me? I'm not the only one with the copy, but I'm the only one, I'm the one who gave it to them. Do you understand me? What she's talking about is that when I said that we were at Kanye West's party in North Hollywood, I was bodyguarding Scott Storch at the time. Do you understand? Listen here, I was bodyguarding Scott Storch. I the one told Scott, let's get up out of here, because they was about to do some damage to us, bro. I can't listen to me, man. So now she's gonna get out there and she's gonna sit up and talk about, yo, he's lying he'll do anything just to get interviews and all that stuff. Man, listen to me. I got way more stories than a Gloria Velez story. I got a whole lot of stories they never even heard of. So me saying what she said, come on, man.
Here's the situation. It looks like the footage in question may have been taken around the time of Diddy's 50th birthday celebration. For those who missed it, the event was full of drama and surprises. Beyoncé, known for her grace, is now allegedly caught in a video that's being linked to a freak-off at the party. While Beyoncé's outfit from the night was widely documented, some guests at the celebration were eager to capture more. Even those who attended the event were ready to share what happened, but Beyoncé's husband Jay-Z quickly put a stop to it. In a viral video that has since disappeared from social media, a guest at Diddy's party is said to have filmed Beyoncé dancing. When Jay-Z noticed, he allegedly grabbed the phone from their hands. The reason behind his action remains unclear, but it's clear that Jay-Z was looking out for his wife. While some speculate that he was trying to stop footage of their dancing from getting out, reports suggest there may be more to the story.
That's some real thirsty, desperate for them to fly a 17-year-old girl, you know, on a G5. They was flying G5 and G4 jets back then. All the way to New York to gang her in the studio. Man, I wish I could give them their punishment, if that's true.
Yeah, that's what she said, man. She said that Diddy, he flew her to New York, took her to the studio, gave her a drink, and game. And there's pictures online too. So she was at his studio, Daddy house. So, I mean, she ain't lying about that. She was there, man.
Well, if anything, at that time, if anything came from Detroit, it was one of Puff A&R. They called him Slam. He was from Detroit. He used to set up everything, you know, for Diddy. The time I told y'all about Diddy getting the fellatio when Jennifer Lopez was upstairs, Slam set that up. You know what I mean? So if it came from Detroit, it probably came from Slam. Because he was another one of the dudes that was a flunky around there. You know, but it's crazy, man. I really don't. I got daughters, man. I have words. I don't have words for that, bro. And I don't know any of the guys who were officers that worked for Bad Boy like myself would have allowed that shit to happen. They wouldn't allow that shit to go down. Puff and them, they know what to do when certain people are around. You understand? When they got those dudes who was, you know, from the hood and they was doing bodyguard work and they was doing stuff like that, they may, but I don't know any of the officers that I knew that was working for Puff would allow any of that shit to go down. Because they know they could lose their job and they could be brought up on charges too.
To make sense of it all, rumors suggest that Beyoncé was simply dancing and fully enjoying herself at what appeared to be a freak-off section of the party, something Diddy is famously known for. According to these rumors, she was just letting loose and participating in the fun atmosphere of the event.
Bro, we was on a tour bus one time. He had 2 snow bunnies. We picked them up in Dallas. One of the NBA basketball players introduced him to her. He asked me to go get something. I went and got it. He said, yo, Gene, they want to F you, while he was laying in the bed with both of them. And I said, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm all right. And walked out. That's the only time. Owed Diddy something. I don't know what she owed him, but she would let Diddy know wherever Jennifer was at so he could do something. He was trying to get Luther Vandross over there to sing to her. You know what I'm saying? He was gonna sing. He was trying to get Luther Vandross over there to sing to Jennifer. You know, so but Jennifer wasn't going for that because she had went through enough of his bull crap. Even when we come to the studio and there's like mad girls up in there and they being disrespectful or whatever like that, he was trying to convince her that, you know, because he was in the industry, he had to have mad girls up in the studio and everything like that.
Honestly, it does seem to make a lot of sense when you think back to when Solange was so furious with Jay-Z. She seemed to be at her breaking point over whatever was happening with Beyoncé. According to some recent accounts, it's alleged that Jay-Z may have been the one to introduce Beyoncé to drugs, as well as the freak-offs and other questionable behaviors.
You think about, if Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house right now? My kids go to Sierra Canyon. It's a Jewish school that doesn't teach Christianity, teaches Christian kids. At Christmas time, they're teaching Kwanzaa to black kids. They say, hey, this is your Christmas. This is all indoctrination. This is all mind control. You gotta understand, like I don't believe I'm putting myself at risk, because I think God uses me for a time like this. He put me in this situation and had y'all follow me from George Bush Don't Care to Beyoncé Had the Best Video to now. For some reason, y'all are interested. 2 Chainz said, why so belt buckle? Y'all know this looking. Like, y'all are interested for some reason. And they wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched to medication and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right? Yeah. I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015, but every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really? What's the crazy part, really?
They can't scare you, they can't control you, they try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me.
Not
you see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone and let's talk that out. I don't care who you are.
It's clear that Jay-Z and Beyoncé's relationship has been marked by significant tension, especially following his past infidelity, which has caused friction within the family dynamic, particularly with Beyoncé's sister Solange. Many speculate that Solange believes Jay-Z manipulated and controlled Beyoncé, shaping her into his ideal spouse. There's also a growing sense that Beyoncé is finally seeing through this, and fans are largely supportive of her newfound awareness. Solange's concerns about Jay-Z's influence on Beyoncé seem to have been justified, especially in light of the recent allegations against him. Some suggest that Jay-Z used drugs to manipulate Beyoncé, a claim that has gained some traction within the industry, particularly considering Jay-Z's close ties to Diddy, who is rumored to be a central figure in Hollywood's drug culture. The idea that Jay-Z could have introduced Beyoncé to substances and used them to maintain control over her doesn't seem far-fetched, given his past with drug dealing. Moreover, Hollywood parties are notorious for their association with substance abuse, and there have been reports of high-profile gatherings, like those hosted by Diddy, where drugs are prevalent. Celebrities like Beyoncé and Jay-Z are not immune to this world, making it plausible that Jay-Z may have played a role in influencing her behavior. In addition, rumors about Beyoncé's pregnancies with Jay-Z have circulated for years, with sources like Kanye West, Solange, Jaguar Wright, and even Wendy Williams fueling suspicions about their relationship. These rumors add another layer to the complex nature of their marriage, despite their public status as a powerful Hollywood couple. Finishly, it's no secret that Solange and Jay-Z still seem to be at odds, with some reports claiming that she hasn't been fully welcomed back into the family after their infamous elevator altercation. That incident left many wondering what was really going on between the two men in her life.
The first person I saw was B, and Beyonce was like, yo, let me holler at you. And I'm like,
Beyonce said, let me holler at you?
Yeah. So I was like, yo, you know, so I went over there and hollered. And she was like, yo, yeah, and she was just telling me like they rock with me.
That.
Okay. They rock with me, and they, you know what I mean, like they didn't know what that. And I really didn't even think when I was saying it,
these
like
are real people that you're talking about.
Yeah, I just didn't really connect to it like that. You know what I mean? And you say a lot of things, and punchline-y style is just to say something to be catchy and metaphoric and catch up. But I didn't, you know, see the deeper side of it. And then Beyonce, you know, I ain't gonna share the exact conversation, but she showed me, you know, told me like, you know, this is people, like, you know what I mean? Saying something like that could personally hurt her and that kind of.
So I had days that I devoted to. On Wednesdays, I took off from work, and that was Solange's day. And she was a lot younger than Beyonce, and it was tough because she was 5 years older, and Beyonce was this little superstar in our city. And so I took them to counseling very early so that the counselor could help Beyonce be more sensitive to Solange, because she couldn't stand her for a minute. You know, when they were little, she was 5, she was all in her stuff, she was trying to hang around her and her friends, and Beyonce was really irritated. But it made her more sensitive to who her sister was and what she had to deal with because of her.
The lingering question is, Who wouldn't step in to protect their husband from being physically confronted in front of the entire industry? It's been reported that Beyoncé has been under pressure from Solange and others close to her to confront the reality of her troubled marriage to Jay-Z, including his alleged involvement in the Diddy freak-offs. However, there has also been significant friction within the family, particularly with Solange, due to Jay-Z's past infidelity, which has complicated his relationship with Beyoncé. Solange, in particular, is believed to think that Jay-Z manipulated and controlled Beyoncé, shaping her into someone he could exploit and ultimately offer to Diddy. This perspective reveals the deep concern Solange has for her sister and the way she perceives Jay-Z's influence over Beyoncé.
Well, it's my soulmate, it's the person I love, you know, and you can be in love with someone, you can love someone and and if you haven't experienced love, you don't understand it, and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. And, you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For black men and women, you know, just to see a different outcome. Like you were saying, it's not this celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
Beyoncé's recent decision to speak up for herself has only strengthened the notion that her marriage to Jay-Z may be driven more by practical interests than by passionate love. While Jay-Z may struggle to convince some people of the sincerity of their relationship, it's clear that the dynamics within their marriage are complex. Jay-Z himself has admitted to being in toxic relationships in the past and has acknowledged the harm he caused to others, including the late Aaliyah. Taking everything into consideration, if the rumors about celebrity involvement in the freak-offs are proven true, it could lead to significant consequences. There's a possibility that Jay-Z could face serious charges, with Beyoncé standing by his side. The outcome remains uncertain, but it's clear that many are watching closely. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. There's a lot to unpack here. Joey, I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it. It's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So based on the allegations, Jessica, good morning. Good to see you. I think that it certainly could be. Why do I say that? Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement. Yeah. He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, raped her, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right, more than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad, who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, Simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality. And
recently, there has been a surge of media attention surrounding Beyoncé, Blue Ivy, and Jay-Z following the shocking news of a lawsuit that has sent waves through their tight-knit family. If you've been following the couple for some time, you know they've faced their share of public scrutiny, but this situation feels different. The lawsuit, which includes serious allegations against Jay-Z, has created a ripple effect that has left both Beyoncé and Blue Ivy devastated. It's not just about the legal drama, it's about the emotional toll it's taking on their family.
DA looks and investigates.
So what happens now?
So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint. And in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc. So now you go to fact-finding, right? Before that, just briefly, there was a demand letter sent. And a demand letter is a letter being sent by a lawyer saying, hey, I don't have to sue you. We can sit, we can mediate it. If we reach an agreement, it never sees the light of day. Jay-Z saying, I don't care about your demand letter. I look at it as blackmail. You want to sue me, sue me. You want to look at it criminally, look at it criminally, but it'll go through the fact-finding process. If a trial is necessary to determine the facts, that's what will happen, but it'll be deemed civil. No indication at this point as to whether or not any criminal investigation will ensue as a result of this.
Yeah, and Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money, and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and you touched on a point, too, that I wanted to ask you about, which was that this was an amendment to this already existing lawsuit. What are people to take away from that, the fact that they're coming back and adding to this now with this specific name?
Yeah, you know, Jessica, so it depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about Jay-Z, it happened allegedly in September of 2000, why not include it in the original complaint? What happened between October and now that necessitated you putting in, and it's a question of credibility. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making. You can make that argument. You need the facts to sustain it. Let's see if they come up with any facts.
Yes, all right, we will see. All right, Joey Jackson, thanks so much.
To fully understand why Beyoncé and Blue Ivy are so devastated by this lawsuit, we need to dive into the heart of the matter. Let's rewind for a moment. Jay-Z, known for his business ventures, empire building, and larger-than-life persona, has often been seen as a pillar of strength for his family. As a father, husband, and businessman, he's built an impressive legacy, making a name for himself not just in music, but also in industries ranging from fashion to tech. His success has been widely documented, but so have his controversies.
Before we get at it, Jonathan, just, again, you've been in the industry and you've seen it. I'm just curious, based on the way the trajectory of what's happening, just honestly, what do you feel is next? Are there other players that will get involved? What do you see coming next, just seeing how this is going right now?
Jay-Z indicted.
Wow.
I mean, there's no way that he can't, right? Jay-Z's business partners, 2 of them are in prison. Diddy, R. Kelly, and then you have Weinstein, 3. And then Jay-Z's been accused of all these things. Jay-Z's going down, and it's curious. I'm real curious to see what's going to happen with Beyonce in that situation.
Definitely. With that being said, yeah, no, Jonathan, again, you speaking your truth, man, it's powerful things, man. It's powerful things. Is there a message you'd like to get out there to either the media, the victims, to the victimizers? Is there any message that you would like to get out, just as far as just to close it out?
Yeah, I mean, nobody has disproven Jaguar right. And people feel real threatened by her because she can communicate so well. She can speak better than anybody like I've ever heard. The way her inflections and her cadence and her speech, so she can really bring a point home. And I think that she's been one of the main components that have brought down Diddy. And now she's after Jay, who she's also been after. But I've joined forces with her, right? I'm a soldier for her cause. Like, I believe in it because I've seen the same things. And it's getting worse when I'm seeing. And like, the more that I go in and down this path, the more people that are coming to me, sharing their stories and sharing their truths. And it's uglier than I thought, because I never spoke out about these kind of things because it was just normal. It was just normal for me. It was normal business. It's like, oh, you show up to a workplace, all these people are foul and corrupt, but then you clock out on your punch card and you go home and you don't have to deal with it. And then you go back in. But it is very traumatic. It is very toxic. And I'm glad to see it finally changing. And like I said, I've said this several times. I'd love for academics to really fact check and look into me and all the people that I'm connected to, starting with Drake and then going down to Jay-Z. And then people can see that what I'm saying is 100% the truth. And what Jaguar is saying is 100% the truth.
What many people don't realize is that Jay-Z's legal troubles have been building for some time. It all began when a former business partner who had previously worked with Jay-Z filed a lawsuit against him. The partner claims that Jay-Z misused funds and engaged in shady business practices. What started as a relatively straightforward legal matter has quickly escalated, with serious allegations surfacing. The specifics of the case are complex, involving a mix of financial disputes and personal betrayal, issues that have raised eyebrows across the entertainment world, she said.
Well, we want to say congratulations on your success, first and foremost.
Thank you.
It's rising, rising, and rising. You mentioned earlier that you felt like Jay was kind of meticulous. He was, he kind of thought things through and his choices in the way that he moved. What are your thoughts on his marriage? Do you feel like that was love maybe? Or do you feel like that was maybe a meticulous move for his success in moving up in his world? Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
I don't know too much about the entertainment side. I just think that was the best match for the entertainment.
Any man?
Yeah. Nah. It's quite a few more before her.
Quite a few more.
Yeah, it's a lot more before her. You skipped over Maya. Maya got away.
And I say that because, the internet, the internet gonna do the math.
Right.
And the math don't be mathing when it comes to that age.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think that was he needed that.
$1 billion.
Huh?
I'm just saying when she talk about age is $1 billion.
Hers wasn't at
the time.
So I guess it was a good look for both of them.
The only person that could probably have this conversation with him is probably Beyonce.
And why you think by now she ain't say that? But Jay, who is this behaving? You understand what I'm saying?
Probably now.
You understand? She has to be like, who is this behaving? Because this shit he throwing up is facts.
Right.
You do know his family. I see it. You do know this. You do hold this. So how could all of this, I don't know what women's place be now.
Right.
But you can't hide this. I'm quite sure she went in the bathroom and looked at this shit and been like, man, the fuck?
Right.
You know how girls talk. Girls talk like that, right? You think none of her...
For Beyoncé, who has always been fiercely protective of her family, the news of this lawsuit has been nothing short of devastating. She's faced plenty of challenges throughout her career and personal life, but this situation feels different. In the past, Beyoncé has managed to shield her loved ones from much of the public drama surrounding their lives. But this time, she's unable to keep the storm at bay. The relentless media frenzy, the ongoing court proceedings, and the constant scrutiny have taken a significant emotional toll on her.
Girl, look, B, you see this guy right here? Yeah. And he kind of handsome and cute too, look. You know what I'm saying? Shit, nah, man.
Yeah, I agree. Like as a good wife, you're going to want to know information, not only just to know it, but to protect. Right. At the end of the day, like when you marry, like your spouse is your first line of defense to advise and to whatever. So yeah, if it's like nothing has been said yet, that would be weird because it's
and be honest, a nigga shut you down and be like, stay out of nigga shit, stay off that street shit. You know, just because you his wife.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? Yo,
they've been married for a long time, and this is big.
She said it like it's gonna nag her to death.
No, like it'd be different if like they wasn't married or maybe they just fresh or maybe he was still in that life.
Right,
but. Nah.
But this has been going on for years. So she been
knowing.
When she saw the YouTube, she probably was like, who this? When I was looking, then it really did look like I was just an angry, disjointed guy, whatever, and he brushed it off. But as this shit keep growing and shit keep getting more facts, and she's steady like, wait a minute.
And if he's still on that, don't worry about it, that would make me concerned. Like,
exactly.
What?
Like, you know.
It gotta be something. If you telling me not to worry about it and you're not just telling me like, hey man, this is what it is. That leaves concern.
What's even harder to digest is the impact this situation is having on Blue Ivy. The young girl, who is just beginning to come into her own identity in the public eye, now has to deal with the cloud of negativity hanging over her family. While Blue Ivy is still a child, she's old enough to understand that something isn't right. She's been raised in an environment where privacy and family loyalty are held above all else. But now, her family is thrust into a situation where their private matters are being exposed for the world to see. It's heartbreaking to imagine how Blue Ivy must feel, watching her parents, especially her mother, navigate such emotional turmoil.
Have we seen the last, or is this just the beginning of that saga?
It's just getting started.
True.
Which is why I think people are so uncomfortable about me being in this position right now because of my press pass. And because I'm going to be in the courtroom for the Keffe D trial. If we get to the bottom of Tupac's, when that is finally revealed, 15 other will be revealed with it. And you will find that they were all committed by the same two people, father and son.
Were you surprised by Keffe D's arrest for Tupac?
No. I'm just surprised that he hasn't given it up yet. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to the feds yet because he just got stabbed in jail.
Yes, he did.
He's been beaten 3 times. And I'm going to say it for a fact. I know you the one pulling the strings. Reggie Wright Jr. Stop putting your dirty work on other people. You know exactly what you are. And so help me God if you don't keep my name out your mouth.
Mm. Mm. With the last time you were on the couch, you had mentioned, and it's crazy that you say these things. You talk about Bad Boy. You speak on Heavy D. You speak on Albie Shore.
Yeah.
And you say like, look who's standing. And now Albie Shore is now, he's being cryptic. Not too cryptic, but he's now.
He's very cryptic.
He's very cryptic. But
he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever.
And the reason why he's cryptic is for the sake of his son. Mm. Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is allegedly. Imagine that. Imagine that your baby mama is telling you that if you don't do what he wants you to do, he's going to have a child. And you know he's capable of it. Allegedly. Story in the Bible. 2 women had 2 babies. One woman went to sleep, rolled over on her baby. The other woman's baby was just fine.